wait a few moments for people to jump in. um, I'm not probably going to stream pretty long tonight. Just clarify a few things. And yeah, so here we go. First off, I do want to let everyone know that, well, hold on. Let me see if I plug my ghetto mic in here. If it'll actually do better. So we shall see. Actually, no, I'm going to go for it. Anyways, so just wanted to live stream tonight. Just kind of let everyone know that retiring the Nexus 5X. Actually, I put it right here. I don't know. I may do a video just of like my full extent thoughts about the Nexus 5X, and yeah, retiring it. Still haven't put a skin on it, but apparently I will put a skin on the Nexus 5X, and then kind of just put it away. You know, it's been a great solid phone. I used it all day today and had, pretty decent time with it. But it is time. I do feel like that the more and more that I use it, the chances of it going into that boot loop era is bound to happen. Speaking of which, Huawei and Google close to settling a class action lawsuit. So if you own the Nexus 6P and you have documentation proof or anything like that, that it's gone through a boot loop or random shutdowns, you might want to have those ready, because once it's finalized, it looks like that those people that had a Nexus 6P that experienced boot loops and shutdowns could be receiving up to $400 with a class action lawsuit. Chad, what's going on, man? Yeah, so if you, I think it's like they said $400, but it's so weird how to do it. 325 or 75 if you had boot loop issues. If you only had random shutdowns, it's like 150, which doesn't come up to $400, but you can receive both. Now, if you don't have documentation and proof of your Nexus 6P, I believe you can still get a slice of the pie. It's not a huge amount. If you had a Nexus 6P and you traded it in for a Pixel XL when you were having boot loop issues, then the max you can get is like $10. But yeah, they're gonna settle that out for that issue. And I haven't heard anything else about the Pixel 1 with the bad soldering for the microphone. I know there's a class action lawsuit on that one, and I'm actually hanging on to my Pixel 1. As really, I mean, to be quite honest with everybody, I don't want money from Google. I want them to fix it, because going through one of their partnered repair shops, which is You Break, I Fix, they want to charge me damn near $400 just to fix this. And if I wanted to pay less, then they would charge me like $340 for the 32 gig motherboard. And I don't want that. I know it's the microphone. I know they just have to resolder it. They don't have to go through replacing the whole motherboard on this thing. Just was it the PCB board? Should I wait to see what happens with Boost Mobile, or should I go with another carrier? That's entirely you, Chad. I can tell you right now, though, it's not going away. So if you are thinking of switching to another carrier because you think Boost Mobile is just going to completely shut down, that's not going to happen. Boost is way too big. As far as where is it going to go? That's what's up in the air. Now, when you kind of hear like what everyone's been talking about, because there's a lot of people who's been following it. Sneed from SMT's been giving some really good info. I would suggest you guys head to his channel and subscribe to him. But he did a live stream with JG Tech Blog, and they kind of talked about it. And the real thing about it is that for TracFone putting in a bid and Amazon putting in a bid, it doesn't mean that they're going to buy it or going to be allowed to buy it. The DOJ will probably put a stop to it. The FCC will probably put a stop to it, because those are fairly large companies, especially TracFone. I like my plan, but I don't want it to change if they're bought out. I'm pretty sure for those people on Boost Mobile that have the current plans, if they were bought, okay, if they were bought out, I'm sure that you're going to be grandfathered on your plan. One thing about purchases that like when companies purchase another company, they don't want all the new subscribers that they're going to be getting, because technically, like, say hypothetically TrackPhone bought Boost Mobile, right? Say they bought them. TrackPhone doesn't want 7 to 8 million people just jumping off of Boost Mobile and going somewhere else. And they know that if they wanted to tweak the plans to something that is beneficial for both consumers and for TrackPhone to make money, they don't want to touch those plans that you're already on. They're going to want you guys to stay, and so they will grandfather. So your plan will be grandfathered. That's now for how long it'll be grandfathered. That's a totally different thing, because it's not an infinite amount of time that you'll be grandfathered on a plan. Obviously, they're going to do their little thing that they always do to kind of move people up. The same way with T-Mobile and people on the plans that they had, they're grandfathered for so long. But T-Mobile has a way of kind of moving people off and up to the newer plans. Same with Verizon. I don't know if you guys remember when Verizon was like giving like actual unlimited data. And then so many people were just happy with that plan. Like my dad, who had it for so long, and every time he would buy a new phone, they would try to trick him into, updating to a newer Verizon plan that had limitations on it. And my dad was smart. He was just like, no, we're not going to, if they broke a phone, if the screen cracked or whatever, they wouldn't go through Verizon to get a new phone. They would just buy one outright. Who am I with now? Right now, actually, I was going to go to Metro. I was like that close to going to Metro by T-Mobile. For right now, on the plan with my eldest son, we're on Simple Mobile right now, which is actually working out. So we're using that for the time being while I still kind of decide who I'm going to go with. Reason that I left Google Fi, I didn't really leave Google Fi. I paused my entire service. So here's the thing, right? I'm going to be straight up honest with a lot of people. So Google Fi is good, okay? However, with all these things going on with the merger or whatever, it's about to shrink down to basically being on T-Mobile and then smart switching to US Cellular, because Sprint will be no more once this merger happens. Yeah, no problem, Chad. So, but here's the other thing about it. It is good with the bill protection and everything like that, right? So single line, you're charged for up to 6 gigs. After that, you're not charged anymore. And that, to me, that's totally fine, right? Like, I've advocated for Google Fi into a sense of like, yeah, you can get kind of an unlimited type plan, but that 15 gig stop point where it just completely throttles you, to me, that's just not doable, okay? And I have to look beyond my own needs. So, like, I can use it. I can use Google Fi and have no problems at all whatsoever. I have home Wi-Fi. I basically make it to, like, on a family plan, I make it to 10 gigs and then past that. So then basically it's like 100 and then 35 because of the 2 lines. But so that's like 135 for 2 lines, kind of unlimited. But that 15 gig cutoff point, Google Fi has to really bring in a fully unlimited, because here's the problem that I've gathered from a lot of people who've given me feedback. And if you're one of them and you end up on the live stream tonight, I want to say thank you for giving me your feedback. But this is what I got from a lot of people who had Google Fi and then switched away. And the problem is that even though they have bill protection, which Google Fi is like, yeah, it makes it kind of like unlimited, you're still thinking about data usage, okay? Because when you get, like, say if you're on a single line and bill protection kicks in at 6 gigabytes, after that, you're not charged anymore. But there's a 15 gigabyte throttle point where after you pass 15 gigs, you are slowed down to 128 kilobits per second. So people are still watching their data usage. So they're not getting that feeling of like a fully unlimited. Doesn't have unlimited. Yeah, Chad. Yeah, it's, compared to like what I'm using right now, Simple Mobile or Metro by T-Mobile or Boost Mobile, right? Like those are unlimited, right? Like you don't ever think about the data that you're using, right? Like you walk out the door, you turn off your Wi-Fi, and if you want to stream on Twitter, if you want to stream on YouTube, you can go for it and just go about your business, right? Because even like with Boost Mobile, like they have their deprioritization point at 35 gigs, I think the last time I remember. Someone who has Boost, correct me if they changed that. yeah, 128 kilobits per second is slow, especially nowadays for what applications demand. You know, um, so with Google Fi, I mean, don't get me wrong, it is great service. I haven't had any problems with my phone calls. I haven't had any problems with my text messages. I haven't had any problems with data slowdown. You know, I'm actually missing Google Fi. You know, the problem is, consciously, you're still thinking about data usage, and they're in a true unlimited plan. Like they got to go with that. My stream got cut off. Let me know if you guys can still see the stream. Those of you guys that are in here, like the 4 of you guys that are in here right now, please comment 1 if you guys can see the stream. Comment 2 if it's breaking in and out. Yeah. Oh, what's up, C Butler? Yeah, I'm live. Oh, you can see? All right, cool. But yeah, you know, Google Fi needs to bring in an unlimited plan. Like they started off as Project Fi. Their plan and what they were doing worked then when they were considered project. It's breaking in and out. I wonder why. My stream is good now? Okay. I'm using my Chromebook and I have a lot of things connected to my home Wi-Fi, so I do apologize if it's cutting in and out. But yeah, when it was Project Fi, the way that they had things going, but nowadays you just have so many MVNOs and so many prepaid companies, and they're all going unlimited. Google Fi needs to get with the program now that they are officially Google. For people out there who, you know, so why not at this point? Why not just go and give an unlimited plan? You know, $50 a month, unlimited, right? Just go for it. You know, and it's really hard to advocate for Google Fi with a lot of people who will use that. Boost Mobile's unlimited 50, Metro's unlimited 50, you know, and Google Fi bill protection at 60 plus 30, you know, was it $20 for unlimited talk and text? Like, ugh. Yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy. So that is my reason why I am currently at this point no longer with Google Fi. I paused my service. I didn't completely port my number out or anything like that. I just paused my service, and I will continue to pause my service with them until they bring an unlimited plan, and then I will reinstate my service and then switch over to that unlimited plan. Let me see. I'm actually going to pull up the stream right now and see what you guys are seeing. Let's go in here and just see if it's okay. Let's see if that pops in. Okay. I dropped that in there. But anyways, yeah, so when Google Fi brings an unlimited plan, that's when I will go back with them. Also, have you guys seen that challenge, that $1,000 challenge for you to put away, will I lose my numbers or my account? No. When you, with Google Fi, when you pause your service, I think it's like 5 months, they let you pause it. And yeah, you won't be charged for data. Or yeah, you won't be charged for anything really, unless you have like a device, like you're leasing, well, not leasing, but you're getting a device under installments. Then you'll be billed the price of the phone per month that you got, but your services you won't be billed for. And I think it's like 5 months that they can do that, and then after that you'll have to reinstate. So within 5 months, it basically give them 5 months to like come out with the unlimited plan. Let's see. I'm with T-Mobile, prepaid, 55 domestic, T-Mobile one plan, and I also have Verizon 75 prepaid. Oh, cool. How's the T-Mobile prepaid going on since I'm like currently looking for like a permanent home? You love when I talk about Boost Mobile? I haven't talked about them in a long time, Corey, since I left them, and it really wasn't a too bad of a relationship with Boost Mobile or why I left them. It's just like places that I'm starting to frequent. Boost Mobile doesn't really give me service out there, so I needed something that will. Google Fi was beautiful for that because I could tap into Sprint network, I can tap into T-Mobile network. It was like the best of both worlds, but they didn't have an unlimited plan. So it's like, nothing is ever 100% perfect. But if Google Fi brings out an unlimited plan, you bet your asses I'm going back to them. I'm switching to that unlimited plan, and then I will have like my perfect carrier so far. Because Google Fi has been nothing but good to me, customer service wise and service wise on my device. They just don't have an unlimited plan. And as much as I can sit there and say that bill protection works, but at the end of the day, you're still counting data, and that's something that if you have to count data, it's not unlimited. But yeah, have you guys seen the challenge? $1,000 to switch to a flip phone. I forgot what the company was. Shoot, I should look at that. I'll just pop up in a text message because I got a text from someone. I was like, you should do this. And I was strongly thinking about it. Like, I could switch back to a flip phone and it'd be no problems at all whatsoever. But yeah, it's a challenge. You have to switch to a flip phone, right? So you can only use a flip phone for calls and text messages using T9 text. And then you also get some goodies. So they give you a physical map of your city, because you won't rely on GPS, you won't have a smartphone. And then they give you some CDs for a CD player. If some of you guys remember what CDs are. It's great in all areas, but it doesn't compare to Verizon download speeds, but everywhere else it is second to none. Yeah. Any news on Huawei? Huawei and Google are actually on the verge of settling a class action lawsuit. So if you had the Nexus 6P, and it had boot loop issues, or if it was having random shutdowns, once the class action lawsuit is finalized, you could get up to $400. So if you have a Nexus 6P and you have documented times of when it would boot loop and when it would shut down, definitely look into that and stake your claim. Some people need a flip phone. They need to stay away from. Yeah, I was thinking about going. Will the merger go through? It really looks like it. It really does look like it. The FCC backs it. They're just waiting on the DOJ. The DOJ doesn't have limitations as to when they can say, yeah, go ahead and do the merger. But it does look really like, call it 98%. Okay, at this point right now, call it 98%. I mean, obviously, as soon as Ajit Pai went public and said that, yeah, he's for the merger, the only thing that the FCC panel wants is that Sprint would have to sell off Boost Mobile. Like, we just started getting news about Amazon wanting, Boost Mobile, and TracFone wanting Boost Mobile. One person commented on one of my videos and said that Google Fi should get Boost Mobile, but I mean, they pretty much do. Google Fi has Sprint. So it's like, could you imagine if Google actually bought Boost Mobile, which won't ever happen because Google has so many antitrust issues. So am I interested in Google Stadia? Yeah, I actually am. So I'll be blunt. I like video games, but I'm not really super picky as far as like graphics and things like that. As long as there's an artistic value to the graphics of the video game, I'm cool with it. But I mean, it's not gonna kill me if it's not in super high res. Like, if the gameplay is not in 4K, I'm not gonna throw my controller down and be like, this sucks. I've seen so many people's opinions about Google Stadia, and I'm actually cool with it. When I have an additional $129, yeah, I'm gonna pre-order the Founders Edition so I can get their limited gamepad and the Chrome Ultra. But then I have my Chromebook, I have my Pixel 3a, so I think that's why I'm gravitating more towards it, is because if I was to play a game and say I'm playing it on my Chromebook, but then I gotta leave, I can continue my gameplay straight off my Pixel 3a and just go out the door and continue playing. If I'm at the train station waiting for the light rail, I can sit there and game while I'm waiting for the next train. I think it's cool how you can just pause and continue through various of your Google devices or Android devices, tablets, smart TVs. You can transition. So if I'm playing and the missus is like, get out of the living room, I want to watch my show, then I can just, I don't have to argue. just go to my room and get on my Chromebook and continue. Um, I think there's a lot more, a lot further that Stadia can go. This is just its infancy, so I don't think we should be too critical about it. How am I liking the Switch? Your Joy-Cons have drifting issues. My Switch is actually pretty cool. I really don't have a lot of issues with it, but it's probably because I don't use it quite often. Like, I mean, I'll play like certain games. Like, my favorite game on the Switch right now is probably old school to a lot of people, but I have the Street Fighter 30th anniversary, so it has like every Street Fighter game from the old days. So like, it has the original Street Fighter, like not Street Fighter 2, not the game that freaking went bananas with everybody at arcades, but like the original Street Fighter where you can only play as Ryu or Ken. Like player 1 was Ryu, player 2 is Ken, and throwing the fireball was like, it wasn't as easy as it was for Street Fighter 2. Hey TJ, what's going on? It wasn't that easy as that because you had to like do like a full rotation and hit punch just to throw that fireball. But it had that game. It has Street Fighter 2, like all the different various versions of Street Fighter 2, then the different versions of Super Street Fighter 2, and then Street Fighter Alpha, Alpha 2, Alpha 3, Street Fighter 3, and Third Strike. It just has all those. And I've been playing that nonstop. And I've been playing online, and there's this Japanese kid that like royally whoops the shit out of me. So whoever you are, yeah, you have my aggression level pretty high. I hate people that trap you in the corner and then use freaking low kicks like rapidly and then sweeps you. Like that's such a cheap move. I've noticed you have been silent on YouTube for a while. Yeah, dude. So a string of bad luck is happening, but it's all starting to work itself out and turn around. And yeah, so I guess it's just here and there, like the Q Beta 4 video I did a couple of days ago. I mean, I dropped that one, and then I think some people kind of got like the misconception of that because I was only stating that Q Beta 4 was available for all the pixels, including the 3A now. And I think people were like, well, one person, which I appreciate, even though he thumbs down the video, I appreciate it because, he didn't just thumbs down it and just leave it at that or say something stupid. Like he actually told me why he thumbs down it, that he felt like I could have said more about Q Beta 4. But I think the misunderstanding was that I was just saying that Q Beta 4 was out. A lot of the changes I wasn't able to actually know about it because I was still playing around with it. But really, Android Q Beta 4 doesn't have a lot of changes from Beta 3, except for the final API. So certain applications that weren't functioning on Android Q in beta form, these apps can now be updated to actually run. So like, you guys laugh at me for it. Pokemon Go doesn't run on Q, but Niantic can get on the ball and update its APIs and it would work. One thing I'm never going back to is subsidiaries. It was one of the first test dummies to try out Simple Mobile when it first came out in 2011. Oh, cool. What does Amazon gain from buying Boost Mobile? They're an online service. Well, you remember when Amazon tried to come up with its own operating system? Actually, they tried to come up with their own operating system and their own hardware. Like I forgot who built the phone, but yeah, it was like Fire OS. If I'm wrong, someone tell me what the name of it if you guys remember what it was. But it didn't take off all that good. So Amazon has kind of been trying to get into the mobile phone game for some time. They failed with their first mobile phone. It didn't sell like they thought it would, even though it had some nice, cool things about it. Like it had like a 3D animated wallpaper where like if you turned it, you could see like a 3D image, and it had that kind of, just gimmicky type things, but really it wasn't really a solid OS to release it. Plus they didn't have a lot, like they didn't have, like Snapchat and all that pretty much going in for, their operating system. So Amazon has wanted to get into it. So it wouldn't surprise me that they're looking at Boost Mobile because they may not be trying to push out their own operating system like they once did, but if they bought, say like the DOJ and the FCC was in support and they let Amazon buy Boost Mobile, then they would have, a mobile phone company. So Old School Warrior, what's up, man? How's it going? So, I mean, that's what Amazon would gain out of it. They've just been trying to get into it for some time. TrackPhone definitely won't get it because they have too many Yeah, too many companies underneath them. Your TracFone, Net10, Total Wireless, and um, what was it? I forgot who it was that was on my other stream that just started naming off a bunch of them. Well, I didn't know about that. Yeah, I mean, oh, you guys answer this question for me because I don't know, maybe it's just me, but has like mobile tech and discussion of mobile tech, has it gone stale or bland? Like honestly, just be honest. Um, because I've noticed like the only videos that sustain growth are unboxing videos. Like I totally know that from like looking at every time I'm on YouTube and I look at it, right? Like someone posts a video just about like tech talk and things like that, and those get mild plays. If it's a phone unboxing, blows up, right? Bill Hustles, what's up? Amazon won't get them track phone or any large ISP mobiles. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And any major company is not going to be given the approval to buy Boost Mobile. Boost Mobile is just probably just going to be on its own. Now, one thing that was said was that they would lease a portion of the new T-Mobile's network. That could possibly be, or Boost Mobile can do a deal with the devil and piggyback off Verizon. I mean, once Boost Mobile is away from Sprint completely, they can negotiate deals with Verizon and lease a portion of their network and piggyback off of them, or they can continue with the new T-Mobile since they're already pretty much Sprint, or they could even go with AT&T. Definitely, it's going through a big time down period right now. Yeah, I try. I mean, I haven't done legit unboxings in a while. The last one I unboxed was the 3A, but that's just because I went ahead and got it. But it's like certain videos, like like I'll talk tech news just to throw something out there for everybody that likes knowing about tech and what's going on in the tech industry. And then I was shocked when I dropped the Q Beta 4 video and it just took off. Like, whoa, that video was just like, I think right now, it's not major, right? It's not like 50,000 views or 150,000 views. It's only like 2,000 views, but it like jumped to almost 1,000 views in less than 24 hours. Just kind of had me scratching my head like, whoa. Because for the longest time, like I'll put out a video and it'll just get like a little bit of views here and there. Those people who are like heavy rooted into, the tech industry, I figure were the ones watching. Have you seen that new Wiko ride? Oh yeah. I seen Paultech unbox it. Yeah, I've been seeing that circulate. So I guess from what I understand, it's a French tech company that's breaking into the U.S. with that device. So I don't know, but I think I have to agree. The pricing on it just is like, when I hear Boost is supposed to piggyback off T-Mobile for like 6 years or something until it gets bought. Okay. I think budget smartphones are getting worse. Yeah, not a lot of good options out there. I don't know. Would you consider the 3A a mid-range budget? I know BTech Reviews did a video about, is $700 considered a flagship pricing? Wiko didn't make a great impression with that intro phone. Okay, 3A mid-range. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna look more into that just to kind of see like what's good about that phone. I don't know. So again, back to what I said earlier. Just curious, would any of you actually trade in your not trade in, but would you put your smartphone away in your desk and not cheat and use a flip phone with a physical map so you can map your way around your city and some music CDs to listen to music since you won't have Spotify or Google Play Music? Would you do that for 7 days straight for $1,000? What do you think will happen with Samsung budget phones now? They're done. Well, I think I talked about that before in the past video I did, where they were going to actually get rid of the J series. And I think the M series is what they were coming in place to replace the J series. I have to look back at that, but I think that's what they were going to do. So Samsung will still have a budget series. It's just they're doing away with the J series. I don't know why. Just go buy a flagship from a year or two ago for $700. Yeah. I would definitely recommend that. I mean, today, I don't know. I think this space on YouTube has gone a little down and stale, and that's just because there's too much fighting and arguments and negativity being thrown around, right? Like, there are people who are just gun ho for the new phones, and that's all they care about is the new phones, latest and greatest phones, and they forget like phones that we rooted for back in 2018 and 2017 have gone down in price. And if you never bought it at its full price when it first came out, now's the time to grab one. I mean, if someone asked me, should I get a Pixel 1 because I can't afford, $700 or $800 for the Pixel 3? Yeah, I would recommend the Pixel 1. Just make sure it's not one that has that freaking soldering issue with the microphone. I do it for free. I can't wait to get away from smartphones for a while. Only use them because my job requires one. Yeah, I think that's what would be hard for somebody who was like, hey, I'll do the challenge. Because if their job requires them to have a smartphone, then they have to have access to a smartphone. You just can't go to your job and say, hey, I'm giving you back this company iPhone or this company's Galaxy device because I'm taking a challenge to use a flip phone. I feel like Motorola has the best camera for budget phones. Gotcha. Motorola hasn't done too bad. I mean, the Moto G7 I still think is a pretty solid phone. I love that phone. Only thing that was a downside was like, why didn't they put an NFC chip inside of it? Like that just doesn't make sense to me. The G6 had NFC, I believe. So they could have put an NFC chip in the G7. I mean, I see what is it? I Tech You Out guy. He talks about the Moto G7 Power. So, what's going on, man? We just mentioned you earlier about the $700 flagship pricing. But yeah, Motorola hasn't done too bad. I still dig the Moto X4. If you guys are looking for a pretty solid phone that's water resistant, fingerprint reader, in the front rather than the back, good stereo sound speakers, the Moto X4 pretty solid. Android 9. My J3 camera can't pick up the sky color. Instead of blue, it's white. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah. So even my Moto G7 Play, like it's just, yep. I retired the Nexus 5X, so I just feel like that it's coming to that point where it might have that boot looping issues, and yeah, so I'm gonna skin the phone because the back has all those scratches. I'm gonna skin the phone. Probably gonna skin it white so it has that panda look, and then it's just gonna go in the Hall of Fame. It'll be there for me to use just to kind of go back to glory days of the Nexus phone, but daily driver wise, no, time to retire it. Motorola needs their ass whooped. From my perspective, I'm hoping Verizon gets a high-end Z4. $1,000 is $1,000. Yeah, $1,000 is $1,000. I would do it too. Actually, I submitted the application to see if they'll select me as someone to take the challenge on, and if they do, everything's gonna be recorded from my Chromebook to keep a diary of like the 7 days. But I did ask that too. Is that am I able to keep like a video diary of like the 7 days that I'm using the flip phone? Now, if the flip phone has a camera with video recording capabilities, then I'll record from it. Even if it's a potato camera, I'll record from it just so I can share it with you guys and you guys can get the full-on experience of using a flip phone. Even if I don't get selected for it, I may just end up doing it. I may just go up on like OfferUp or something and find like a pretty decent flip phone and just go with that. Like do like a 7-day challenge. That would be kind of cool, just to kind of break away from social media and things like that. Because I think that's one of the things we're very wrapped up in nowadays. Just use your smartphone and bathroom breaks. That's cheating though. Like I want it to be legit. Like, let's be real for a second, right? Have you noticed that everything today is kind of pushing you to be distant from your fellow neighbor? Like, smartphones, right? Smartphones have brought us social media, and social media has taken away a lot of human interactions, right? So today, most people, most kids, I'm not going to say most people because some people still go out to like nightclubs and stuff like that, and they meet somebody and they ask them out on a date. But kids today, won't know the same type of rejections that I faced when I was a kid, and some of you guys probably faced when you guys were kids. When you ask a girl out, right, and straight to her face and straight to your face, she's like, nah, or she just laughs at you, right, or she just says you're butt ugly or something. I don't know. I've got those. Okay, I'm just telling you guys from my experience. And but you know what? You have balls to walk up to that girl and ask her out on a date. So after a while, rejection just doesn't become a major thing that you worry about. Kids today do it through Snapchat. They do it through all these different social medias. And yeah, they won't know those types of things, right? And then now you have things like Postmates, right? I never knew how big Uber Eats and Postmates was. Like, I know what they are, right? But I figured people would just like seldomly order food from Postmates. I have, and if you guys follow me on Twitter, you guys probably see me live streaming while doing Postmates. I have been to like the same house like 3 times in a week. Like, they order. And these kids have something called what? But yeah, it trips me out. Like, do you guys not want to go out to a restaurant anymore? Like, people just order from various restaurants and just want it delivered to their house. So I'm like, you do everything through social media, you do everything through your smartphone, you do everything from your laptop. Now you're ordering food to be brought to your house. You don't go out. Like, pretty soon you're not going to go anywhere. You'll be confined to 4 walls just like I am right now. And then, yeah, life would be pretty dull if that happened. But I almost feel like that's what technology is kind of doing behind the scenes, which is why, when people ask me, do I use digital well-being? Yeah, I use it to track, how I use my phone and try to help position myself so I have more time to do things. I have 2 12-year-old nephews who hate to do anything. Yeah. Biggest accomplishment I have to share with you guys. Kids nowadays, yeah. They don't know what it's like to ride and jump mountain bikes. Yeah, they don't. You hope I get selected for it? That would be cool. But if not, I may still just do the challenge on my own. But I do want to give a big shout out to my second oldest son, Xavier. He was very, very heavy on video games, did not like getting out of the house. It was just like, yo, Isaac, what's up, man? He was just so trapped in his room. All he gave a crap about was Fortnite, PUBG, Borderlands, all these different games. It was like constantly, Dad, Mom, let me get $20. Let me buy a PS4 card and this and that, blah, blah, blah. He wouldn't do anything. And I was so worried about his health. And even his doctor was warning him about his health. And just recently, my eldest son came to live with me. So now all my kids are under one roof. But he has someone his age now who's been giving him confidence in going out, riding his bicycle, riding skateboards, and they're going to the pool, they're swimming, they're going to the gym we have here on the apartment complex, and they're working out. And maybe I'll show you guys, I'll probably post it on Instagram. You guys can see a before and after picture of my second eldest son. He has dropped significant amount of weight and has gained a significant amount of strength. And I'm so damn very proud of him. And it's just like, yeah, just imagine all the kids out there who are wrapped up in video games and just not only missing life itself, but just, how much healthier they would be just from going outside and playing, And my son is the proof on that. Yeah, Corey, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's totally awesome. He should play classic Dungeons and Dragons. I've told him about that. He doesn't really grasp the concept of it, so I may introduce him into role-playing games. D&D, pretty cool. He's seen movies that talks about the concept of D&D, but he's never played it. Oh yeah. Pop J as an admin. They did that a long time ago. I haven't done a lot of streams like this, so my channels fell by the wayside, because I do remember when I used to stream a lot, every other night and weekends, the channel was popping. But then when I stopped streaming, it was everything started to die down, which was cool. It's fine with me and everything like that. I'm just kind of getting back into it. So I stream here on YouTube once in a while. And I'm gonna try. I keep saying it, and I know that I've been letting you guys down, but I'm gonna try to at least do them Fridays instead of Saturdays. But I stream quite a bit on Twitter, so actively, Twitter is the second place you guys want to follow me at to interact more, because just doing Postmates in between stops and stuff like that, like I end up like doing like a quick little stream, maybe 5 minutes here, 7 minutes there, 11 minutes there, and it's always something that like that I read up on, like spur of the moment. Like I'm on Google News, I see something, and then I'm like, oh crap, I'm gonna tell people, so I jump on Twitter, just to quickly stream it, like the whole thing with iOS getting dark mode, and a lot of people coming out iOS 13. Apple innovated so much that they included a system-wide dark mode, and I'm scratching my head like, well, Android Q was bringing that too. It's not innovated by Apple. But what do you guys think about this? I'm going to ask you guys this. What do you guys think about $1,000 the Mac stand, or the Mac Pro stand? $1,000 for a metal constructed beam to hold a monitor. LOL dark mode. What do you guys think about that? Would you drop $999 for a Mac monitor stand? But remember, from Apple's standpoint, you can turn the monitor quickly into portrait mode, and you can easily adjust it to your height for the same amount. You can buy an iPhone XS for the same amount. I don't see why they would block that. Apple needs yeah, they do. And this is what Apple knows. Like, Apple knows they have diehard fans that, they would literally put an Apple sticker on it and boom, it sells, right? Like, could you only imagine if they took my little piggy bank here? If I had I don't want to drop the air freshener. Well, let's say an air freshener, Apple air freshener, right? From Apple Inc. They put an Apple logo on it, and they told you that this air freshener is innovative. The smells, they innovated it to be this succulent nectarine smell that would last for 10 hours. And they sold this can for $500. A fanboy, a rooted fanboy is going to buy it. That's just how crazy it is. I'm sure aftermarket companies will do the same thing for the fraction of the cost. Yeah, people are lazy now that we can't hold a laptop. Yes, true. The people who can afford that, they won't bat an eye on paying for the stand. I was addicted to video games for a few months in the early 2000s. I was out of work a while, living on my own. Yeah, I mean, it's a thing, but if you kind of have balance in your life. Yeah, wait, I caught what you meant by that they wouldn't bat an eye. You got balance, and then it's okay, right? Like game a little bit here and there, and as long as you're getting out and being physical in the world. No, Corey. They're literally pulling a BlackBerry and trying to sell their phone based off security, according to their commercials. Yeah. But I mean, security-wise, then why are celebrities' iCloud accounts being hacked and photos being stolen? Why aren't we making Apple flying cars? I don't know. Ask Apple about that. Who knows? Pretty soon, Apple may break into the self-driving vehicle. But yeah, when I heard that, it was like $999 for a iMac stand. I was like, I laughed because I knew someone was going to buy it. And I knew several people were like, not the bigger YouTubers who get this stuff given to them, but like other YouTubers who buy their own products and review it. I know there's going to be at least 4 that's going to buy it and review it. And there's not really much that you're going to be able to review other than this is how you set it up. This is how you mount the monitor to it. This is how easy it is to raise the height, lower the height, and it can go into portrait mode, so you can do this and that. And that's pretty much it. And they're going to say that it's made of the most quality materials that you can get, and durability, and I don't know, maybe they'll do a drop test. Who knows? Do I use those city scooters? No, actually I don't. But we do have them here. We don't have Lime. but we have a different one through the city. But it's pretty much like Lime. I think Lime is coming out here to Phoenix, or they're already out here. I don't know. But I know what's his name. Toodaloot was talking about how he works for Lime, and he's a juicer. He has like charging stations for these scooters, and you know people pay him to charge up their scooters and go. So hey, Oscar, what's going on, man? Yeah. Um, no, lately I've just been getting back into skateboarding, so I'm trying to help my oldest son progress with his skating. Um, he's landed kickflips like several times already, but consistently he hasn't got it down yet. That Mac is meant for music film producers. The regular consumers buy it just for making money. Yeah. Which obviously does make sense, Wade. Because I believe the monitor was supposed to bring the monitor itself and like the clarity of the display is supposed to be on par with a $43,000 monitor that movie producers use. But you're like not even paying that. You're paying like 5,000 for the monitor itself compared to 43,000. So yeah, that right there, hey, I get that. I was just selling stuff people already don't need. Yeah. Corey agrees with Wade. Yeah. So but in that how how it pretty much goes, I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Um I had a recent well, I mean I'll share it with you guys anyways. I really didn't put it up on social media or, blast it out there because this one was like a little bit more personal. But I'll share it with you guys. I'm always transparent with you guys on live streams. So like the last couple of days, I've been pretty down. The other day, the day that I made the Beta 4 video where I was poolside with my kids, and so I recorded the video there, got done, and then my eldest son, he was giving my youngest, he was giving him rides on his back. They were swinging around the pool in like the 2 feet area, and then he put him down by the ledge, and he was trying to swim away, and my youngest decided to daredevil kamikaze and jump into the pool. And he doesn't know how to swim. So when he jumped in, I had got up from where I was at and ran and dove into the pool to grab him and bring him back to the ledge. But he had swallowed some water. So I was watching him for a little bit. He ended up later on that evening, he ended up getting the chills a little bit with a little fever. So I rushed him to the ER. Because these days, pools, whether they're public or private property pools, they dump a lot of chlorine in because they don't want to do a lot of pool cleaning. So they want to come like maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks. So they put a lot of chlorine in there. And, I was worried that he may catch like chlorine poisoning. So we took him to the ER. They did x-ray scans of his chest, and he had some water that he inhaled into his lungs, more on his left lung than the right one. So then they transferred him from the ER hospital, which is right across from where my apartments is, to the Phoenix Children's Hospital. And they kept him under observation all night. So I was with him. And they came in and they were like, he's responding pretty good. His oxygen levels are good. We're going to send him home, but just keep an eye on him. They gave me some antibiotics so he doesn't develop pneumonia. I mean, he's running around like a champ right now. But the second video that I did, where I kind of explained the Q Beta 4 video. I was actually at the Phoenix Children's Hospital when I made that video with my Chromebook. We had stayed the night there. So, yeah. I appreciate it, Oscar. I appreciate the prayers. Yeah, no, it's like one of those things, split second shit happens, right? So, but I mean, I was there, so I was able to dive in there and get my son out the pool. Yeah. That kid, man, he has no fear. He has no fear, and then he gets into this stuff. So, yeah, he's doing good right now, though. He's terrorizing his sisters, and he's running around. I'm just, keeping an eye on him, and yeah, I have daughters of my own, and that's scary. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I have total of my house. I have 5 kids. My 2 eldest sons, and then the daughters are in the middle, and then my youngest son. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna leave my son in the hospital. Actually, it was kind of cool because to move him from one hospital to the other, they have to transport him in an ambulance just in case, like, because I mean, even though I got him out the pool, it's been several hours, he can still drown from the water that's trapped in his lungs. So they wanted to transport him to the ambulance, and like my son was like, he was like not excited. He was just like he was alert and staring around inside the ambulance, and I was sitting in there with him, and his mom followed us in the car, and I was trying to keep him calm while he was in there, but yeah, he's doing good. Like I said, like I don't know, something about this summer is just weird for me because then prior to my son and his daredevil stunts, my car was hit with my brother-in-law driving inside of it. So the car got rear-ended, and I'm like, it's getting fixed right now. It's gonna cost $4,000 to fix it, but insurance is covering that. The guy's insurance, he's actually fighting me on that. He's saying that it's not his fault, but here in Arizona, if you rear end somebody, it doesn't matter. The only time that you're not at fault is if their brake lights weren't working or if they were like experiencing car issues and they were immobilized and they didn't get the car out the road. Then you wouldn't be at fault for hitting it by accident. But other than that, whether the person braked really fast, you should be driving at a safe distance that will give you the time to stop without hitting them. So, yeah, I don't do pulls. They're too nasty for me. I got you. All right, Isaac, thanks for coming in, man. I really appreciate it. I was going to ask about him. I didn't know how that. No, it's fine. Just straight up ask me. I'm a straight up person, right? I don't beat around the bush, and I don't like to bullshit anybody. So, if you want to ask me something, just ask me. I'm not going to go and bite your head off. I just didn't broadcast it, because like, not being emotional or dramatic or anything, but I felt like I almost lost my son, and that's a very heavy thing to kind of feel. And even though I was able to fast react and get in that pool and get him out, I just still feel a little guilty for it. No parent wants their kid to ever go through that, even if it was just only for 10 seconds or less. No parent wants their kid to go through that. So I'll just caught like my concern is just my son needs to survive. Like I think my son was looking at me more weird than anything because I kept telling him to stay with me. Like I just would hold him and tell him stay with me, and I don't want to lose you. But of course, he has a way of cheering me up because he's always silly like that. These people are crazy drivers. Yeah. People drive like shit nowadays. But even before someone rear-ending my car, the freaking hood of the car flew up and smashed my windshield. So like, I don't know. So I was thinking about going to. I was telling my lady about it, and she was like, she doesn't want to do it, but I want to. But I was thinking about going to a curandero, which is like a shaman, and do what they call smudging, which is where they think it's like they burn like sage, and they brush the smoke over you to kind of cleanse out like negative energy. I was thinking about doing that because that's like a lot of negative bad things to happen in a span of like 2.5 weeks. That's just a lot. So I don't know. But I was thinking about doing that probably soon. So who has seen Godzilla King of the Monsters? I feel like most people in Arizona drive crazy. It's not cool. Yeah, it's really not. Actually, how the car got rear-ended was. You haven't seen it yet? Yeah, I haven't seen it yet either. But my brother-in-law was driving, and there was a car that was in the left lane that completely cut him off. And because they cut him off because they wanted to make a right turn, he hit his brakes so he wouldn't hit that car. The guy behind him probably wasn't paying attention because he then braked, but he just couldn't brake in time and ended up rear-ending my car. So like the auto repair shop, the collision repair shop called, and they said that they ordered the parts. It should be done in like 5 business days, they told us. The estimate cost for parts and repair labor is about $4,000. So I'll have to pay $500 of my money because I actually went through my insurance because the driver who hit my vehicle decided he didn't want to take responsibility. He was trying to name off all types of reasons. So his insurance company, Progressive, called us and let us know what their driver said, and that now they got to take it to their supervisor and investigate. But my insurance has a way of going after other insurances and to bill them for it. So we'll see what happens. I think Android is going to do a comeback since Apple did iOS 13. Yeah, I heard critics complain there's too much monster fighting. It's a Godzilla movie. Oh, okay. Well, I know that there are other kaiju in that movie besides Mothra, Ghidorah, Rodan, and Godzilla. Like I know that there are some that make cameos, obviously to show that there's more to this universe than just those four than King Kong. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Warrior. Really appreciate it. But he's doing great. Um, yeah, he just got spoiled by me a lot this last couple of days. So like, when we were leaving the hospital, we stopped off in the gift shop and I bought him a Spider-Man plush toy because he loves Spider-Man. And then today he wanted ice cream, so I took him out to get ice cream. We went grocery shopping to get stuff for dinner because I wanted to have turkey bacon club sandwiches for dinner. And then he ended up talking me into getting him like a personal cupcake for him for like $1. So he was like munching on this cupcake and had like blue frosting all over his face. Yeah, he's milking me for everything right now. But I mean, it's my kid, so him, his sisters, they're spoiled. The teens are spoiled because they get a lot of freedom from me. I just want to know where they are. So like I use an app called Life 360 and I track where they are. And it gives me all kinds of info, like when their battery's about to die, I can message them through it. Gives me real time movement too, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm still gonna see it though, just because it's gonna set up for Godzilla versus King Kong or Kong versus Godzilla, however they're gonna title it. I think this year's movies are okay. Um, John Wick 3. Who's seen that? Like I'm waiting for a good copy to pop up on a certain site that I go to that basically has these movies. Um, like I want to tell you guys an interesting story because this is kind of funny, but it's kind of sad. So, who has seen the Curse of La Llorona? I don't know if King Kong's actually smaller than Godzilla, but it depends though because there are multiple Godzillas. Like in the Godzilla 2014 movie, when they were chasing the Mutos, the burrow in the Philippines was actually the remains of like a bigger Godzilla that the Mutos laid their eggs in that fed off of it. So you want to see Brightburn? I want to see Brightburn. I like fascinated in the fact of like the idea behind it of a kid with like similar powers to Clark Kent, but he doesn't become a hero, right? And they make references to the Justice League, like the witch with the whip, and they just oh my god, I was like, that's a pretty interesting concept. So yeah, I gotta see Brightburn. But anyways, so the other night, because like my if you haven't seen it, I'm not gonna spoil anything about the La Llorona movie, but it's made from the same people who made what's that one? Yeah, Castlevania series on Netflix. Chat with you guys. I want to stay up and watch the movie. No, this is a scary movie. Like, I want you to watch it. They would not want to listen. They stayed up and they watched it. The movie scared the crap out of them. Like how most Mexican families, like the parents they tell the kids if you don't behave, like your Rona's gonna come take you away. I didn't have to say that to my kids. I showed them the dang movie and that scared the crap out of them. So yeah, they don't like the weeping woman. You love Superman. That's awesome. Um, yeah. Wow, it's telling me my connection's unstable. Let me know if it crashed. A little. Is it still pretty bad right now? Because it's still telling me that my connection's unstable. Oh, okay, cool, cool. Yeah, no, it was on my end. It popped up and it said, okay. Yeah, it was saying that my connection was unstable, so that was actually on my end. I got a little warning that popped up right now. Um, I don't know if you guys hear him, that's my little one. So he's up and about. I'm just keeping an eye on him, especially now when we go to sleep. If he has a fever, I gotta take him back to the hospital, but he's doing good. Um, yeah, I don't. That's the craziest thing because when I was a kid, like Superman was like it. Superman was like it was either Superman or Batman, right? You had to rock with one. And then like nowadays, I don't see a lot of people that actually have that same fan love for Superman like I did when I was growing up with comics and things like that. People know Batman, but I mean Batman is just like no. They haven't seen Dead Silent. Um, I think yeah, just like what was it like? They just published recently that that dude from Twilight is going to be casted to play Batman or the Batman. He's playing Bruce Wayne and Batman. Like I don't know why they would do that. No, I haven't seen Scary Stories to Tell in the movie trailer. I seen Annabelle 3 movie trailer, the movie trailer to that. And God, those kids are screwed in that movie. Like, why would they go in the basement of the Warrens' house and touch every little trinket in there? Like, jeez. I seen the trailer and I don't know. I was thinking about doing like reaction trailers and stuff like that, but I don't know how that would go. But yeah, Child's Play. I'll be honest, I'm disappointed in how they changed the story up. From the original Child's Play. But it's cool though that Mark Hamill is the voice of Chucky. That's interesting. He was the voice of the Joker in the Batman animated series, so he can do it. But to switch it up from like that dude who put his soul into the body of the doll versus now they're using technology again to scare the crap out of people by a corrupted AI or something like that. That's what I read about. So I may see it just to see it, but I'm not too happy in the fact that they kind of changed a little bit about it. Yeah, like I said, like certain things that they do to like movies that I grew up watching when they reboot them. Um, like I may just off jump say I'm not gonna see it, but I'll end up seeing it just because I'm curious to see like what they did with it. I mean, because kids may not gravitate towards a guy using an amulet and a prayer and putting his soul into a body, but they will gravitate more to AI being corrupted. I'm in here. Come here. But tell Xavier put it on. The James Bond's films don't have the fun gadgets. Oh, here it comes.
Daddy,
Yeah.
can you go watch a wiki?
Yeah, is Xavier out there?
No.
Where's Xavier?
Is it about to?
In the bathroom? Oh. You want to come say hi? Oh, here's a little daredevil. You say hi to everybody? It's all those people watching. Say hi.
Hi.
Yep. Life of being a dad. Now, I don't know about all these movies. I will definitely check them out though. But I think like the ones I need to get on the ball to see, I need to get on to see Godzilla King of the Monsters, just to kind of see like how that movie dynamics goes. John Wick 3, I gotta see that one. I mean, I seen the movie, but it wasn't a very good copy though. It was like Cam. Oh yeah, he listens to Nirvana with me. Favorite album is Bleach. I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, In Utero was pretty good too. Um, but like their more punk stuff is what I like more. So, but all their music was pretty good. Are you making fun of me?
I want a Dragon Ball.
You're watching Dragon Ball?
No.
You were watching it.
Wait, what are those?
That's a tripod. So,
Dragon Ball?
yeah, tripod.
That's a needies. I don't touch it.
Because you lost it. He actually took both of my tripods and they were lost for like a week. He had hid them in my closet.
He hid it open TV.
It wasn't behind the TV. It was in the closet.
No, in the closet. It's broken.
Yeah, so we did like a stream for about an hour. I'm going to jump off, guys, and watch a movie with him. I appreciate everybody for coming in. Mike, the $2 donation, I'm going to give it to him. So Mike gave you $2. Tell him thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Corey. Appreciate it. You guys enjoy your weekend. Have a wonderful weekend. If I live stream again, make sure you guys have the bell option clicked so you guys know when I'm going to go live again. Good night, Mike, Corey, Chad, Warrior. Appreciate you guys stopping in. Say bye.
Bye.
Say good night.
Good night.
All right. Aloha.
I want.
Not like that.
I want that.
Like this. Close these ones. There you go. Aloha.
What? Bye.